All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Yaroslav Burchenko. I am a market analyst at olymptrade.com, and I'm here to bring you guys some really interesting information. This pertains to most of you, if not all of you. I am now on my super small account, and I'm here to show you how to grow a small little nest egg into something big, sizable, and delicious. So let's get started with today's webinar. You will learn how to grow a small account quickly. You will learn how to grow a small account reliably. And you will learn the tips and tricks that I use in order to have a high probability trade. That is the name of the game of growing a small account. So without further ado, let's get started. You guys, really quick question in chat. Where are you guys from? I know we have a lot of people from India. Type in chat where you guys are from. That way I know that you can hear me and see me, and I can understand where you guys are coming from. Shabana Khan, welcome, my friend. Hello. Good to see you once again. Happy New Year to all of you. This is my first live stream with the new year, and I am glad to be back. Woo, boy. I'm not a big fan of holidays, to be honest with you guys. I would love to just work every day because it brings me great joy to speak with you guys, first of all, to monitor the markets, and of course, investing and trading is very, very intellectually stimulating. So, Pakistan, hello, India, welcome, Egypt. Wow, you guys, Bosnia, holy smokes. That is a large crowd. By the way, thank you guys for your likes already. I haven't even said anything, and you guys have already given me likes. You are very generous people, and of course that generosity comes back because the information that I have compiled together for you during this webinar you will not find anywhere. I did a quick search on YouTube, and what I found was trash, was utter trash. People are just talking to get other people watching. There is no actual information. There's no actual what do I do, where do I click, how do I enter? And that is what's most important. What is, trading a small account all about? Well, um, actually, I used to use it as an aggressive way of multiplying and as a way of aggressively making money quickly. But I learned very quickly that that was a path to, good war stories when you're hanging out with your trading buddies, but not very reliable for the long term. And I'm getting older, and we're all getting older. And so what I want to do is give you a system that will carry you through the day. And yes, Global Feed, great little comment. You said, please tell me about a 1 hour time strategy. Yes, my friend, I have lowered the time frame from a day where I used to watch the markets into 1 hour. And so a lot of the signals that you guys will receive here, if you click on help, and then, oh, excuse me, not help, if you click on more, and then you go to insights, actually we write these insights. So if you want to have like really good, actually these are not my insights, but something like this is written by our analysts. So again, this is our blood, sweat, and tears that we put in there for you guys. So the purpose of a live trading account that's small is for you to see if you have a reliable and consistent edge in the markets. If you can always put through positions that will over the long term bring you more good. So one way to use a small account is to test your strategy and test the emotions that you feel inside you while you're trading. But second, there's another way, is to try to see if you can quickly make a lot of money without risking too much money. I'm not going to say risking a lot, because in order to make a lot of money, you have to risk it all on a small trade account. So let's talk about it. So hey, from Indonesia, guys, really great crowd. Worldly, we are international traders here together. I do appreciate any kind of feedback or questions that you guys have, so be active in chat. If I miss your question, then please, of course, forgive me. Technical traders, you are absolutely banned, my friend. So any kind of swearing will of course end poorly for you. So let me just quickly ban my friend technical traders here. So hide user, I guess, is all I can do. All right, good stuff. So really quick, one way that you can grow a small trading account. So this is my new small trading account. I started with $1,000. It kind of went sideways for me. So this is actually a good example of how we can try to get out of it. By the way, while we're talking, if you guys want to check out the positions that I'm in right now, it's the Australian dollar. We do have a distinct shift in the momentum. So if looking at the daily graph, right, this is the Australian dollar, arguably the strongest currency out of the G7 last year. But have a look at this market structure right here. You guys see this trend line that we have several times tried to break through. It failed, and this kind of downward market structure just means that sooner or later we're going to fall off the cliff. So something like this, like a cliffhanger, is what I expect. And so if you guys want to enter a position, I do see a lot of weakness in the Australian dollar. But whoa. Let me retract a little bit before we get too heavy into what's going on in the markets. Why do you want to trade a small account, and how can you grow it? So like I said, the small account helps you to check your risks, see how actually capable you are of doing this thing, doing this trading thing, right? It's absolutely stupid to trade a lot of money when you're absolutely new, right? You would never go into the restaurant business knowing absolutely nothing about the hospitality industry. You wouldn't try to make an airplane or invest in creating an aircraft without proper knowledge and experience, right? First, you would kind of create a test, I guess, kind of aircraft of a smaller scale. So that is what the account is. The small account is an account of smaller scale. Now, how do you grow it? Obviously, the number one thing that comes to my mind, and I used to practice this, is increase your risk. Trade a lot, a huge position size of your account. So say my account size was $1,000. For a trade, I would open a $500 trade or a $1,000 trade. That works. You have to be very scientific and very precise with your entry point, because if that goes against you, you're absolutely screwed. And it will give you the best return. Obviously, that's the way that you make 50, 60, 100% in a day, not only in a month, in a day. But again, how long will that last? How reliable is that? Do you see yourself in 10, 20 years doing 100% risk on your deposit? Obviously not. Obviously, it's not. You won't be able to have it for a long time, and it's just a matter of time before your account gets destroyed. So the next question is, what's the next option that you have for us, Yaroslav? And well, the next option is using little bits of return. Trading small position sizes, no more than 10%, no more than 10% ever of your account on one trade position. Actually, I think that's a good rule for any kind of account size. Never ever try to open a position size much bigger, especially if you're totally new to trading. So using those little bits of return will snowball into something big, something significant. Keep in mind that the return that you have on your account, it is a part of compound interest. What I mean by that is first your account is 1,000, but if you make 10% off that account, then it's 1,100. And now you are risking not only $100, but $110. So as the webinar goes on, I will give you guys tips and tricks and little hints on how to increase the trading. But right now, I want to go through the process of choosing an asset with you guys together. So the strategy that I use is not a cut and paste Actually, it is in a way. In a way, it is a cut and paste. So first of all, I have in the back of my mind a few things of understanding. So here is a G10 summary from a U.S. investment bank and what they see in the world. Right. So we have the Great Britain pound falling, underperforming due to the recession that is likely to hit Europe and Great Britain. They're having a look at the pound NOK. We don't have that. Japanese yen, not much of a view. Norwegian krona, bullish. But Australian dollar, that's the one that caught my attention. So let's keep in mind Canadian dollar and Australian dollar, okay? The Australian dollar has been significantly overstretched. Right now, I have a graph of the basic dollar index on my screen, and that's in order to see what's going on with the U.S. dollar. So the U.S. dollar has broken through this kind of trend line here and somewhat stabilized. So as we can see, this kind of market structure that we have right here reminds me a lot of uncertainty. A lot of, I'm sure you guys have seen, or if you haven't seen, check out the riots in Washington, D.C., in the capital city. Americans are just going crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't want to get into politics a little bit more, but I do want to get into what politics mean for the US dollar. And so the US dollar has somewhat found a bottom due to the new inauguration of Joe Biden, the new US president, and the riots caused by Donald Trump. So US dollar is a little bit iffy for us. We don't know what's going on. Oh, by the way, how do you understand what to trade? So you take a list like this. It doesn't matter if you get it here or from FinViz, where we have a lot of good uh, forex comparisons. Like here, down here, we can see the strongest and weakest currencies of the last 15 minutes, I guess, or the last day. But also, when you read something like this, you want to look at, okay, so we are selling the Australian dollar and we're buying the Canadian dollar. So that is, I guess, the first asset that we're going to go to, Aussie CAD. And what do you know? What do you say? What do you know? This is an amazing opportunity. If really the Australian dollar is going to switch around, and if really the Canadian dollar offers us a um, good entry point, then of course we're going to sell that. So here, let's have a look at what's really going on with the Canadian dollar. It does look like this is going to continue lower. Guys, have a look at this bearish candle that we saw yesterday. Ooh, this really tickles me. I do like that we haven't reached the top of the Bollinger Bands indicator. So for those of you guys that are asking us strategy, your question is a little bit empty because the whole channel, the entire channel, is about strategies, and there's a whole entire playlist about strategies. So I'm not going to go like cut and paste. This is what you got to do. This is what you got to look for. But I'm going to guide you through the whole entire thought process that an active trader has when he looks at a graph, when he looks at the market, and how he digests the news. So, for those of you that are calm, cool, and collected, thank you, Hawal Mansari, by the way, for the love to my family, and you as well. Good wishes to you, and I wish you luck in your trading. And I hope this year brings all of you, great emotions, personal accomplishments, and of course, financial success. So today we are looking at how to find the best entry point that has the highest probability, and that if it goes against you, right away we close the position. The reason for that is we have a small account. We cannot live through a big correction, nor do you ever want to. You never, ever, ever, ever want to sit as the price goes against your position. As soon as the position drops 10% away from you, like I wonder where the heck my percentage signs are here. Oh, this is fixed time. Let me get back to. So we had a look at the US dollar graph. We understand that it's kind of going sideways. Here we have the percentages here. So anytime the position goes against you of about 10 to 20%, get out of it. Never sit through a correction. That's tip number one. Okay, so uh, like I was saying, what I see here is that over the last few months, price action has not been able to touch the top of the Bollinger Bands. Neither has it been able to break above the 50 EMA. In my mind, this is a great selling opportunity. Fantastic. I want to watch this currency pair. Next, what do we have? We have the Commodity Channel Index, CCI, tilted down and in convergence. Convergence means it agrees. Yes, I agree with what price is doing. You guys see how price is going down? The CCI indicator is also, we have a high here, we have a high here, and we have a high here, also going down. Strong signal that everything is correct. The MACD is a little bit crazy. It's a little bit, down below. The histogram is going up, but this is divergence. The fact that the histogram is above the zero line. But as you guys can see, it's been kind of going up and down, and this is a very sensitive indicator. The MACD is a very sensitive indicator, and so I'm not necessarily reading anything out of what the MACD is giving us right now in this last period of the new year. So dollar CAD, definitely watching. Now let's drop down to the 1 hour graph. Now that we kind of got the big picture. You always want to start with the big picture, guys. No matter what you're trading, no matter what your account size is, always start with the big picture. Okay, so what I did there was I eliminated any kind of buy for myself. So when I look at the dollar CAD, I never want to buy in the current market situation. So now looking at the hour graph, what do I see here? Well, we just crossed the middle of the line, and then again, we're having difficulty reaching the top. So whatever the impulse was here, it was very subtle, and it didn't reach the top of any channel, and it didn't break any of the moving averages on the 1 hour graph. I want to direct your attention to those of you guys that are totally new to the Olymp Trade platform. We have the 50 EMA in blue, we have the 100 EMA in bright red, and then we have the 200 EMA in kind of salmon color, or peach color. So when I look at this, I want to sell. I really want to sell. And this kind of market structure right here, it brings me to that idea that perhaps this is a good entry right here. Now, of course, price could continue higher. Let's go ahead and have a look at the economic calendar. But I don't think that there was any kind of just a sec. Trading economics. Okay, I don't think that there was any kind of market moving information today. So what do we have here? So we're at 4 p.m. No, just US dollar news, some poor news out of Europe. I'm really kind of worried about the European euro. It has been overstretched like crazy. But anyways, let's get back to that. Let's finish this analysis. So without any kind of news, this does make me think that we are going to go lower. We are in the middle of this kind of channel, and the last little while, actually, here's a good entry point for you guys. So remember I was talking about having the best probability? This is the best probability. Check this out. So normally on my big $30,000 account, normally I would open a position from here, because as you guys can see, it's at the top. So please forgive me that I have so many lines on my graph, but they are all very important. So this line right here, when price crosses this line, that's a big indication that there's no turning back. Does that make sense? When price drops below this line, that's an indication that we are starting something like this kind of fall. Again, let me explain myself so that we're all on the same page here. You guys see this here? Again, it's very steep, but that's what a correction looks like. As soon as we break this, what happens? A huge fall down. Even if we take this is a trading session just one trading session. That's a lot of rate of return. That's a lot of money that you could capture. So same thing here. Again, we have this big sharp move up higher, fall down here. Why did I draw this line up here at the top? Well, this is where the best entry points for the biggest kind of outsized rate of return is. If we sell from here, then we have all of this area that we capture already. And my stop loss would go above here somewhere like this so that I don't get knocked out of stupid volatility, which we do have sometimes. So there's two options for you here, and it's up to you to pick one. I don't know which one is the best. I want to take this here. I'm greedy for this new year, but I will talk about greed a little bit later. Besides looking at how much money you could make, always look at where you will put your stop loss. Again, my stop loss, if I go here, if I enter here, would be up here. That's a big stop loss, and I'm already in the red. My account has already taken some loss. So what I'm going to do is open a 10% account from here with a sizable, and again, see the candle turned red? That's the indication that we are going to go lower. We did not break the moving averages, very strong level of resistance, and now we're having a downward move. So in my mind, this is a really good trade. I stand to risk only $25 out of the 60 that I made. I'm moving it up a little bit, again, in case we do break and there's a spike. I want to be kind of, away from that spike. Maybe even away from this spike. And our take profit level will be the bottom of the channel. So my risk to reward is 1 to 2 always. You always want to have more mathematical probability in favor of your trade. All right. So in my mind, this is a really good trade. Now let's go through the Aussie dollar that I opened earlier today. I think I kind of explained everything to you guys there as well. So you see we have the sell signal from the CCI indicator. CCI is a very good indicator, guys, very good. I have 10 years of trading experience. I love what the CCI does. Stochastic, RSI, a little bit lagging, a little bit not what I want. What I want is we boomf, I oomph, all right? So MACD, again, we had the cross a little bit earlier, so somewhere around here, across the moving averages, and the fact that it dipped down below the zero line is a confirmation. So Gayarthi, really good question. He's asking how to calculate profitability of a Forex trade and what is worth per pip in that. So really good question. On the Olymp trade platform, we have something special, and that is this ruler right here at the bottom. So it doesn't necessarily give you the per pip calculations, but what it does give you is the kind of understanding of percentage-wise where you are. Now, one of the things that I don't recommend you doing is don't calculate or don't kind of set yourself a dollar goal per day. Like, when you are working for somebody, when you are a hired or a contractor, then you understand that, okay, today I make $100. That is my salary for the day. When you're trading the financial markets, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. What you do have is you have a market structure, you have an edge or a trading strategy that has been proven to work, and all you can do is hope for. You can hope for the fact that it works and goes in your favor. You can never really plan to make, $50, $60. I'll tell you more than that. I used to know a guy that would say to himself, all I want to do is make $250 a day. That's all I want to do. That equals to, $7,000 at the end of the month. In my mind, that's a really good salary. I thought, okay, that's fine. You can make it. And then he started doing these calculations. Okay, so the euro dollar, 1 pip is worth like 50 cents if I open up a third of a lot. And so I need to open up a third of a lot twice a day in order to capture a sizable move. The euro dollar market works at around noon until 5 p.m. So I'm working from noon to 5 p.m. and I'm making $500 a day. I thought, whatever, your math sounds good. The math is good. But in the end, he burned out more from not reaching his goal than anybody else on our team did. And another thing is that, anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. There are calculators, by the way. Gayarthi. It's a simple mathematical formula where you take the price. Where's the price? Right here. You take the price of what the Australian dollar is worth when calculated in US dollars, and I'm just thinking what would be the best way to explain that to you so you don't get lost. Anyways, the best way to do it is a forex pip calculator if that's what you want to do. But again, I recommend staying away from that. I recommend trying to look for edge, and all of the things that I'm going to talk about today with you guys are about edge. So how can I get more risk-free trades? Mohammed Tariq, I like your business sense. I like it. Right now, during this week, I will not be having risk-free trades for you, but definitely we will be having more giveaways. And just a little note on the low, don't tell anybody, but come February, there's going to be a competition. It's not a competition, it's kind of like a quest that you guys can do where we're going to be giving away account statuses. So what I mean by that, you guys see how my account right now is basic, like I don't have any of the premium add-ons that you can earn or buy. In February, we're going to be giving you guys an opportunity to use the expert status account. It's a really good way to to have lower commissions, to have better rates of return, to have better customer service support, like somebody's there on the line with you 24/7. So it's a better kind of service all around. So come February, you guys will get more little kind of bonuses from the company. So why don't I trade fixed time trade? Well, because actually that's a really, really good question. I'm right now talking and doing a lot of kind of thinking about other things, but with fixed time trade, you have to be precise not only in the direction, but you have to be precise to the minute. So if I open up, say I'm on the hourly graph and I open up an hourly trade, I have to be pretty certain that in an hour nothing is going to happen. And that's pretty difficult when you're talking and conducting a webinar. Again, this is my money. This is my real money. So the fact that I'm multitasking kind of, makes it more difficult. Tinker, hello, my friend. Welcome. I'm just going to spend 2 minutes looking at your guys' question in chat. Please, what does each of this line mean? Explain yourself, my friend. Chukwudi, Nwachukwu. Really awesome name, my friend. Each one of these lines is a moving average. The purple is my Bollinger Bands indicator. It's a gauge of volatility, and it's also a gauge of market structure. This is the MACD. It's an oscillator, and the CCI, another oscillator. Price action strategy. I don't trade only price action. That's like going into a billiard match with one eye. Like, how well can you see with one eye? Not well, right? That's why we have two eyes, so we see the world in 3D. Well, that's what you see on my graph. All of these things help me to kind of see the market from different perspectives. That's why I have so many. Okay, time frame is 1 day. To Sean Sood, thank you, Captain. Let's add money in India. Yeah, journey of life. We're working on implementing the Indian rupee into the Olymp Trade platform. It's not easy, again, because we have to have a lot of agreements with Indian banks, and so that's why we are this process is taking a little bit longer. So good question. Trigger zone YT. Sir, please suggest strategy for Forex market as it involves less risk and more profit. So I agree with trigger zone. The Forex platform has less risk. That's why I use it on my small account. It does not have more profit. The fixed time trades allow you to make more profit with less time. Does that make sense? That is the way to go if there is low volatility and very easily understandable levels to trade from. All right, I'll leave it at that because we have a lot of things to go through and it's already been half an hour that we have been talking. So let me give you some tips and tricks on how to grow a small account. The number one problem that traders have is, let me look at maybe some more trades while I talk to you. So gold dipped down really heavily. I'm actually glad that I was not in gold right here, actually after this retest. But this right here, boom, boom, this is an indication we didn't reach the bottom of the Bollinger Bands indicator. This candle right here is an indication that we are likely going to go higher. The best risk, or the lowest risk trade that we can possibly have for gold would be a break of this line. You know what? Let's draw it a little bit differently. Let's draw it like this. So this level is what I want to break, this kind of little line right here. And we're very close to doing that. How minutes is best to open position? Bigger leverage. Good question about leverage. Leverage is a two-sided sword. You know, you can open up a lot of leverage, but again, if it drops down like this is a false breakout right here. It's not even a breakout. It's just a false move. And there's two of them. Again, guys, I really think gold is going to go higher today and tomorrow. But there's not enough trade signals for me to take it. This is, I don't want to top up this account again. So my goal is to turn this account, $1,000, into $10,000 by the end of the first quarter. So obviously I'm going to be taking more risk, but I'm also a day trader. So to me, that's normal. The higher multiplier is better in what kind of scenario? In the scenario of Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin has a small multiplier, because it's stupidly volatile. All of you guys have seen Bitcoin, right? This is 2021, December, January. Woo! Talk about making millionaires in a month. That's a really big. I really wish I was in Bitcoin. I really wish. That's why I hate holidays. Like I hate that I missed so much of these moves over the holiday period. I absolutely dislike it. But anyways, let's get back into what I was talking about. Number one mistake that all traders make, this isn't just me, this isn't just you, this is absolutely everybody, is people get arrogant. When your account makes more money, you feel rich, you feel successful, you feel smart. Yes, that's all true. It's true, but don't let it get to your head. Remember, humbleness is beautiful. Humbleness in your relationships and in your trading and in the way that you approach life is the way to go. That will make you more successful. You will avoid the mistake that number one mistake that all traders make. Actually, guys, look, Bitcoin's going to break out as well. I'm taking that trade. I don't know about you guys. Just wait for it a little bit longer. Multiplier times what? Times 10. Like my $67 times 10 is not going to make me much money. But even a small move up to here will earn 71%. So again, not much, but we'll earn something. And where would my stop loss be? Below the 20 EMA? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Bitcoin? Can I get some opinions in chat? Anybody follow cryptocurrency? Anybody have more insight than me? So number one rule for trading a small account is don't get arrogant. Don't think of yourself as a god. Never. Please, where do you put your stop loss in Aussie dollar? Let's have a look. So my stop loss is static, 25 bucks, half of my position. So above the swing high. So somewhere around the first position that I opened, it was perfect. above the swing high. I actually don't like the fact that it's fighting here, but I don't mind because we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band channel. So guys, how does Bollinger Bands work? Real quick, for those of you guys that are total beginners, sir, Bitcoin is very volatile, up. Yeah, I totally agree that it's volatile, but look, someone's saying down, someone is saying up. It's a crazy world we live in. So the Bollinger Band indicator works in the way that market structure touches the bottom, then touches the top, then touches the bottom, then touches the top, then touches the top, then touches the bottom. So not always. Not everything is 100%. Not everything is clear. Not everything is guaranteed. In fact, nothing is guaranteed. But what we do have here is kind of an understanding that now that we have touched the top, there is a very, very high probability that the next move will be down. So now that we have touched the bottom, there is a very, very high probability that it's going to try to touch higher. But as you can see, the Bollinger Band indicator is going lower. So by the time that it comes here, the top will be here. And that's normal. It'll be normal for price to reach here. And if it does, guess what I'm going to do? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell it again. I'm going to sell it again from here. I was kind of quick in order to make this second position because you guys can see the candle was really fat. And that was my bad. I was trying to have, honestly, I was trying to have some good positions open before the webinar starts. Ooh, I don't like the way that the candle got even bigger. But anyways, the Canadian dollar position though, hey, good call. Whoever made that decision knew what he was talking about. Anyways, again, did you guys see that right there? That was my ego. It's very important that you guys understand where your ego is. So I struggle with it all the time. All the time. One of my biggest struggles, I guess. So the number one purpose of, can I trust ADX? What is ADX? Australian dollar? While growing a small account using FTT, which time frame and entry points do you advise? So good question, Francis Lauper. I love your question. Thank you. The best entry point for anything is to wait until it reaches a turning point. As you guys can see, turning point, turning point, turning point. Wait until it reaches a turning point. Wait again until it starts moving in your direction, like right here. This is an hourly graph. If you drop down to the 10-minute graph, this is what I mean by it starts moving. I saw it on the hourly graph start moving first, and then I opened the position. That is the best entry point for a small account. You want to get in, of course you're going to make less, right? I didn't open here. I didn't open here. I didn't even open here when there was like a triple confirmation that we're going to go lower. I waited until price actually physically went lower. And that's the question that my friend was asking about price action trading. That is price action trading. Price has physically started to do the move in your direction, and you go ahead and enter only then. That is kind of the best way to find an entry point on FTT. The time frame that I would advise, again, I struggle to find the perfect time frame in FTT. If I'm trading things like non-farm payrolls, like an interest rate decision meeting where an actual change is supposed to happen, I trade on the 1-minute graph in the direction of the original impulse. It's risky. It works about 40 to 60% of the time. That sucks. That's not enough for me to constantly use that kind of trading strategy. Another one is to do it more than an hour. So we're looking at the hourly graph. You want to have your, again, you want to wait for the move to actually happen. And then you want to have your time frame for the trade be an hour and a half, 2 hours. The reason for that being is you want to catch a move when there's going to be 1, 2, 3 candles, one after another. So that is my recommendation to finding the best entry point for your FTT trade. Alugo Babatunde, what about buying stocks? Really good question, my friend. I am so glad you guys are asking these questions. Stocks, you want to use a buy and hold strategy. Stocks trade really crazy throughout the day. Look at this. Price opens. So this right here, this candle is the open. Price opens and then it goes up, right? We have, it's very difficult to catch kind of the move for short-term speculation. Also, if you guys remember, the multiplier is very low. So stock trading is a little bit differently. When you are trading kind of the trend and you want to, how would I put it? You want to capture a significant move. You want to hold on to your winnings, trade stocks and commodities. Again, that sounded a little bit confusing even coming out of my mouth. So what do I mean by that? There's a tip that I wanted to give you guys about staying in your. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. So get out your pens and papers. Everybody, get out your pens and papers. Start writing these things down. What do you want to do in order to grow a small trading account? This applies to anything, but it's more important to people with a small trading account because usually that's all the money they have. They don't have any more money. So this is important. Number one, trade only high probability trade setups. You don't want to be trading within a consolidation. You don't want to be trading breakouts. You want to be trading a confirmation of the breakout and then a continuous move in the direction of the breakout. Does that make sense? So what do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. Here we have a stock of Apple. Here I'm doing the same analysis. Again, this is post, okay, screw post analysis. Let's do actual market analysis. But I have to explain to you. So here, let me do it right here real quick. Here we have one level, two levels. Okay, so what I want to do is focus your attention on this area right here. So imagine this is the current market condition for Apple. We have some volatility. Apple is going down. We know that this is a buy and hold stock. It's obvious Apple is a great company that will continue to grow for many, many years. So we never want to sell unless, Apple telephones begin exploding in people's cars and they're going to do a massive recall of all the cell phones in the world, then maybe we'll short the stock. But right now, we only want to buy. Okay, so with that understanding, we're looking at the graph. We're in a downtrend right now. We draw this trend line, and then we wait for it to break out, right? We're talking about how to find a high probability trade setup. Pay attention. We have the breakout, but it was so fast that we missed it. We were eating noodles, or we were going on a date, or we were playing with the kids, whatever. We missed this move. Don't worry, that's not a high probability trade. Believe it or not, that's not a high probability trade. Then we wait a little bit longer, and somewhere around here you could have gotten in, but I'm a chicken. I'm afraid of getting in there. And what happened? Boom, price came back down, retested this level where previously it was a level of resistance. Yes, resistance now turns support. Boom, we have the big candle down, and then the next candle, the next hourly candle, is more than half of the previous candle. Actually, in this regard, it's about half. It's about half. So somewhere around this candle or the next candle is the highest probability trade. Breakout, retest, and then when we have that indication that we're going to go higher, then we trade. If this level does not hold and price continues lower, either you don't get in the trade and this is a false breakout, if this continues going lower, or if you're already in the trade, if you're antsy and you want to get rich quick, you're already in the trade, then you need to get out right away. Right away. If price goes against you, you need to get out right away. Does that make sense? That's what I mean by high probability trade. In fact, I don't know another trade setup that works better than this. Maybe something fundamentally related, maybe some kind of arbitrage trading, but this is the holy grail of trading anything. That's why I love this strategy. It works for Forex, it works for commodities, and it works for stocks. It works for everything. Anjali Kumar, you want me to tell you about a one-day candlestick? What do you mean by that? I'd love to, to know a little bit more. So Amir Mulisamanovic is talking about Bitcoin to 35,000. I believe that we were there. We were just there, right? Over the holiday period, I think we reached 40,000 or somewhere around 40,000. So yeah, we reached 40,000, 35. I believe that. Let's have a look at that position that I was trying to get in. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take it. See this, the way that it's hugging, it's like super close. That means it's gonna break over. If you guys are looking for an FTT trade to take, once we break this, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go higher. Like everything suggests that we're gonna go higher. Again, personally, I want to see the CCI indicator go up that way, but we already have all this confirmation. The MACD is pointed up. Once these lines cross the zero line, that's another signal to trade up. So we got a lot. There's a lot of congruent signals. I do like Bitcoin in the short term right now to go a little bit higher. But again, is it sustainable? I don't know. I'm not a sightseer. I have no idea if Bitcoin's going to continue growing. But from my experience trading Bitcoin, I used to trade Bitcoin in 2017. This is the end. This is the end of the colossal growth. From here, it's probably going to go down. So I don't know how to give it to you any different. My experience tells me that I don't want to be in a buy trade for Bitcoin for the long term right now. I missed it. I missed the beautiful move that would have made me that money. Okay, perfect. Let's continue with the tips. Very important. Get out your pens and papers. Let your winning trades run. This is for my friend who was asking about my friend asking about the, where is he? What candlestick interval is better for FX trader, sir? Candlestick interval from 1 hour to a day. That's where I trade. Any lower is unreliable trade signals. Any higher, again, is just too much information and too slow, too late, I guess. Let your winning trades run. So that was for that guy who was asking about stocks. That specifically, that tip is for commodities, stocks, and indexes. If you are in a position and it's an uptrend and you're in at a really good price and there's a small correction and the correction doesn't fall below the 50 EMA, like let's have a look at the S&P. Sit in that position. You want to sit and ride out as far and as long as you can. And I'll tell you when to exit. I'll tell you right now when to exit. Number 3, cut your losses right away. Now, we talked about this, and it's one of the most hardest things to do. If you have entered a position and it drops significantly below the level where you were trading, and it's really close to your stop loss, you need to close that trade. You need to close that trade. So cut your losses short as quickly as possible. That's the best trading advice I can give you guys, period. Just to continue with advice number 2, stay on the trend as long as possible. What do I mean by that? Bob is a bad example. Where is my good example? So let's imagine that we are trading Oracle and we are trading right here. Actually, this is a perfect example of a trend. We are trading right here. It's coming off of the bottom. Let's imagine we missed this. We had no idea, but there was some good data, a good earnings report that comes out, and Oracle jumps up, right? We jumps up. We kind of missed this level. We have the rebound. It touches the previous level. We enter somewhere around here or here. And then we hold. It doesn't fall below our level, our stop loss level. So we're more or less in the green. And then price goes up. It goes up and then it comes down and you exit. You exit right here. Okay, so you made your position from here to here. Not a bad income. But you want to stay with this asset. Don't forget about Oracle. Don't say, okay, I made my money, I'm gonna go pick my nose. No, stay with the trend as long as possible. You got it. You found it. You waited for it. It's here. Keep it. Hold it. What do I mean by that? Okay, so we got out here, have no idea what's going on. Price moves up higher. We have another breakout. Another breakout happened, and then another retest happened again to previous levels. So you get in somewhere around here, probably on this candle. So probably on this candle where we had that initial price up higher, right? We go up. There's some business going out. You lose that position. You get stopped out. Again, your stop loss should be half of that profit that you made before. Okay, so good. We're still in the green. We still have some positive things. We have another attempt at a breakout higher, another retest. Get in, get in, get in, get in. Stay on that trend. There's so many opportunities to get in again on that correction. And now once we stop making new highs, when we stop breaking out higher, that's when you want to get out and sit on your hands and not take any more trades until we have another confirmation that we're going to go up higher. So stay with your trends. I like Ichimoku Cloud. Somebody in chat, I'm sorry, I was scrolling down and I saw your comments. Ichimoku trade is really good. Do you trade Olymp trade on MT4? Absolutely. In fact, I love MetaTrader 4 because MetaTrader 4 allows another way to grow small accounts. Unfortunately, I don't have MetaTrader on this computer, but what you can do with MetaTrader is account expansion, account manipulation, I guess, if you would, in a way. How it works, you guys are, for this guy, for Jahar Kihara, when you open a trade in one direction, and you know that there's going to be volatility, like again, non-farm payrolls, and the position goes in your favor, your multiplier, the amount that you can actually trade with, increases. So not only is that position still open and it's in the green, it also adds more multiplier potential to your trade. So what I used to do when I was just starting out and I was trying to increase my tiny account of like $1,000, I would open a position in the other direction times 3, times 5, times 10. So what I mean by that, say we open one lot off the bottom, knowing that the Australian dollar is a strong currency and that it's probably going to go up. And then somewhere around here where it starts showing that, hey, I'm about to go down, I open up 5 lots. Imagine on a $1,000 account how much stress that is for your account. But what happens is that 5 lots you can open because of that previous position that's already in the positive territory. So now the 5 lots, as price goes down, is making you an incredible amount of money. Imagine 5 lots with this kind of volatility. Again, $500,000 of volatility is on the line. And so you close that position and you close this position at the same time so you don't get margin called and you have a sizable amount of profit. If you come back to one of my webinars where I am on MetaTrader, I will show you that strategy. Okay, perfect. Follow market reports. This is my next bit of advice. Follow market reports. Where do you have market reports here? Well, insights, blog, education. Insights is usually where you want to get the, actually there's another, where was it? There was a tab that we had. Where did it go? Constantly updating the platform. Anyways, I'm not going to go through and read where everything was. Insights. Here it is. Here's the insights that I was talking about, guys. So you can get the insights without going to a new tab. And basically, this is all of the information that you need from see if I can see myself. Okay, so follow market reports, and this is what I was talking about, where I wanted to tell you guys about how to enter a trade and how to exit a trade. So let's go to one of the trades that we already have open. I had a technical reason to enter a trade, and you need to always have a technical reason to enter the trade. Where do we exit? We have a technical reason to exit the trade. What do I mean by that? What example can I give you guys? So let's imagine we were trading right here. Let's imagine we're trading right here. We had the CCI indicator break out and we had the MACD indicator drop down below zero, confirming. You see how the histogram is getting bigger on this side? It's confirming that we're falling down. So that is the technical reason to enter a trade. Also, we're breaking below the moving averages. So we're sitting through that. Now we have the CCI indicator going up and the MACD line going above the zero line. That would be the technical reason to exit the trade. Now, because we have kind of a better position here right now, and you can see that we're kind of, if we break this line, there's going to be a lot more to the downside, a lot more level to the downside. So a reason to exit the trade would be something like this. We have a big bullish candle that deletes the previous results that we had, or we have a cross of the moving averages from bottom to top, or we have the CCI indicator exiting to the top. So remember, we're in a sell trade right now. We're sitting through all of this, but when the CCI indicator breaks up to the top, that is a trade signal to buy. So we want to get out of our sell trade right there. That is probably the most solid advice that I could give you about when to enter and when to exit a trade. And the last thing that I want to convey to you guys is have an idea that you are only increasing your risk on your account proportionally to the account growing. Okay, so again, when I have $1,500, I'm going to be spending $150 on each of my trades. And I'm not going to be opening up a lot of trades. Ooh, this is another great point, you guys. When you have a small trading account, you should not be over trading. 2, 3, 4 positions at max if you have a $1,000 to $5,000 account. You never want to have too many positions where you lose track of what's going on. Again, you guys, you see what we have here on the graph? If this turns into a green candle and breaks above this level, and above this, I'm not going to wait to lose $43. I'm going to close that position because it's going against me. I don't mind getting back in. I'd rather lose like $5, $10 than lose $43. I'll lose that $10 and then get back in the position when price actually physically starts moving in the direction of my trade. All right. I think I will leave you guys with that. Afalabi, Owale, good job with the notes. So I'll read them to you guys again. Cut your losing trades. Stay on the trend as long as possible. Follow different market reports. Have a technical reason to enter the trade. Have a technical reason to exit the trade. Adjust your risk level based on your account size. There's some other things that I wrote down, just, in the global kind of sense, like don't compare your gains to others. Don't set daily profit goals. That's to one of our friends that was talking about how much money actually is each pip. And then like set realistic expectations. Again, my expectations of having like, 100% of my account in a month, they're a little bit unrealistic, to be honest with you guys. There's no guarantee that I will make that much in a month, but it's fun. It's fun to think about it, but I understand that it's nothing more than that. It's nothing more than real fun. At the end of the month, we'll talk about it together, and I'll show you trades that I took and trades that I lost. But it's not like, oh my goodness, my life depends on me making 100% this month. No, it's never like that, and you shouldn't put yourself through that stress. Let me break it to you guys like this. If your trading brings you guys a lot of stress and you're worried about your positions and you're checking your FTT trades every 5 minutes, that's not healthy and that's not professional and it's not reliable. You're not going to be able to live for a long time as a trader with that kind of mind state. So what do you do in that regard? What do you do? Well, it's easy. Lower your risk. I put this much amount, so about how much is that? $167 on risk today, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to sleep well tonight and I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to monitor these positions, obviously. But when I finish my work day, I'm going to adjust the stop loss, adjust the take profit, close the computer, and go back to my family. And it's not going to bother me. That's the way you want to kind of adjust your life as well, so that trading does not become uh, a terrible life experience for you, basically. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll spend a few more minutes in chat because you guys have been amazing with your questions, but it's really been a long time and I really have to let you guys go. Sir, how to set support and resistance levels? It's always confusing. Very good question. It's more of an art than a science, if you know what I mean. So the first things first, the lines that you want to draw, if it's a downtrend, you want to draw the line at the top, touching the tops. The reason for that being is that we're waiting for it to change, right? This either gives us an opportunity to buy or, excuse me, sell from these levels, or if that line breaks, then that gives me an indication that, okay, we're changing trends. So, yeah, actually, I have them both at the top and on the bottom here for both of those reasons. Again, we either buy from this level or we sell. But again, the global trend, you always want to watch the global trend. The global trend is down. So predominantly, we want to be trading down. Support and resistance is basically using the highs. This is a level of support, which is now resistance. Like here it was resistance, here it was support, here it's again resistance. Here, here, and here are levels of support. I know it's really quick and it doesn't like thoroughly answer your question, but the more you keep coming back to this, like if you come back to the webinar tomorrow, we have a webinar tomorrow that comes an hour before today's webinar. That is going to give you more insight, and the more that you put yourself through kind of these webinars and these videos, practice makes perfect, guys. That's the key in trading. Actually, that's the key in anything. Practice makes perfect. If you're a professional athlete, what do you do all day? You practice. If you're a professional, I don't know, scientist, what do you do all day? You make scientific inquiries, which is what? Practice. It's scientific practice. Same thing with trading. Every time you come back to your trading book or revisit one of my webinars, you practice. Basically, you practice. And of course, trading on the demo account is also practice. So, practice makes perfect. Tomorrow we have an awesome webinar to you guys about how to stay consistently profitable with a small trading account, where we will continue today's topic. So thank you guys so much for coming. Solo Sahil, let me find your Sir, can 2-minute chart be introduced on the platform in the future? Absolutely. Actually, I will take your advice. I will pass it on to our technical team, and they will have a look at it. We need the ATR indicator, please. We do have the ATR, average true range, do we not? Oh, we have the ADX. I'm sorry, I was confusing the two. I'm on my beginner account, so I don't have a lot of the indicators. There are a lot more indicators as you get a higher status, and you can get higher status just by trading. Like the reason being is because the company releases more and more tools to people who actually know what they're doing. A beginner doesn't need too many indicators. Everything that you need for success is here. It then just becomes more and more a little bit nitpicky as you guys get better. So Solo Sahil, it's there. Can someone reply? What is your question? Most of the viewer are in Indian. Please somebody reply. For support and resistance, draw lines of uppermost levels of the candles. For support, draw lines of lowermost levels of the candles. Yeah, there you go, buddy. So thank you guys so much for coming. Again, I have to wrap up this webinar. It's been going on forever. Come back to tomorrow's webinar. Again, it's going to be an hour before this one started, and we're going to continue today's topic. Come with your questions. I will spend a lot more time with you in chat. So if I didn't answer your question today, come back tomorrow. We're going to look for trades to open, and I'm going to answer most of your questions. How about that? Thank you guys so much for coming today. I love each and every one of you. I wish you success in the markets. Keep practicing, keep doing it. This is not like a super hard science. You can be successful if you persevere and you find your edge. You find that advantage that you have in the market. Thank you guys. My name is Yaroslav Burchenko. I wish you guys success and luck in your trading, and see you all tomorrow. Peace.